So I've said this before, but I'll say it again. Sort of. I'll sort of say it again. I fully said it before. Supplements, are they worth it or not? The answer is, if you got a ton of extra money and you have nothing better to do with it, supplements are worth it. If you're going to do a natural bodybuilding competition and you want every little tiny edge you can get, supplements might be worth it. If you're just into working out and bodybuilding, supplements are not worth it. Well, actually, actual supplements to supplement your diet are worth it. Herbal things and other workout supplements that we call supplements, but they're not supplementing your diet. I guess you could say they're supplementing your body and your training, but actual supplements that supplement your diet, like protein powder or creatine, are worth it because your diet is worth it. Now, I guess this is the only non-supplement supplement that I have. Yohimbine. For some reason I was thinking Yohimbine in my head, but if you read it, it'd be Yohimbine. My brain's kind of screwed up right now because I'm a bit sick. Yohimbine. Not a natural part of your diet, not something you need. Helps with fat loss a little bit. I don't remember how much this cost, but it was not very expensive, so I figured I'd get it. Point is that it's really not, like, if it's $5 for an entire bottle with 240 pills, why not? I don't remember how much it was. I won't be buying it again. Why would I buy it again if it does like that much? It's an extra pill you have to swallow. Supplement your diet. Protein, creatine, multivitamin, vitamin C, vitamin D, iodine, magnesium, zinc. Those things actually matter for your overall health and for your performance in the gym, your recovery afterwards, your sleep. Don't get yohimbine, ecdysterone, tergesterone. Actually, I'm going to do a video on ecdysterone because it might actually be beneficial for health more so than fitness endeavors. I'm looking at my supplements and I start looking at my alcohol. Alcohol could be a helpful supplement, but yeah, I'm not going to encourage you to become an alcoholic. I mean, not that you become an alcoholic just because you drink alcohol. But yeah, pretty simple message. Have an optimal diet. Supplement your diet with vitamins, minerals, protein, creatine. But every time I go to a supplement store, I look at every single supplement. I read, now of course, you can just glance at you can go, oh, that's magnesium, that's vitamin C. But you know the cool looking bottles, like the sports supplements that have the flashy bottles? Those are the ones that I always, just for fun, I read all the ingredients. And I'm always like, okay, this might help a little bit, but $50? No way, I'm not going to spend my money on it. Oh, interesting, this one has this. I haven't heard of this plant they put in it. I read them all. I don't buy them because it's a waste of money. If you actually want something that's going to make a difference and it's way cheaper than buying a bunch of these supplements, buy some testosterone. Don't actually, because I can't give you advice to buy. Well, actually I can because testosterone's legal. So go to your doctor and ask for some testosterone. Probably he'll say no, but maybe he'll say yes. And if he says yes and gives you a prescription, go to the pharmacy and buy some testosterone. Or if you live in a country where it's over the counter, go buy some testosterone. It's going to be way cheaper. Well, I mean, if you're in the United States and you go to a doctor and then get a prescription, it's going to be pretty expensive. Unless you go to your normal family doctor and he's a cool guy. But if you go to these clinics, they want like $400 a month. I've actually walked to one, and I brought blood work with me, and they're like, okay, well, we can sign you up. It's gonna be like $450 a month, and then you gotta pay for the testosterone and pay for the other stuff. And I'm like, no thanks. I don't want to spend like maybe $500-600 a month after you pay for all the things. It's insane. Testosterone does not cost very much money. Now, of course, you're paying for much more than just testosterone. You're paying for medical professionals to monitor you. Not that I have trust in anybody but myself. I certainly would not have someone else monitor me if I did testosterone, and I will eventually do it at some point in time. But yeah, if you want something that's gonna work and it's way cheaper than supplements, steroids. There's a reason people take steroids, because they work. Well, not for everybody, but generally. And if you compare how much they work for everybody compared to how much supplements work for everybody, there's a big difference. And the cost. So you go to a supplement store and you find like a pump now those ones actually do work generally, I think. I don't use them, but I don't know why they wouldn't work to give you a pump. I know other people that use them and they seem to work for them. Now, does getting a bit more pump in the gym make that much of a difference? I don't think so I don't use them. I've taken Viagra before the gym, didn't make any significant difference, not enough that I'm going to take it before the gym again. I like to take it if I drink a lot of coffee, or I have vasoconstriction for some reason, but I'm not going to take it for the gym because I didn't notice a benefit. But maybe you spend like $50 on your pump supplement. Well, $50 could get you a vial of testosterone, which will last you 10, 20 weeks. Maybe it will only last you 5 weeks, but if you use it all in 5 weeks, you're probably going to get pretty big. And you're going to be like, why on earth would I spend my money on a $50 pump supplement, or a $50 pre-workout, or a $50 ectosterone, if I can just get a $50 vial of testosterone that's going to make me actually put on quite a bit of muscle and get stronger and feel better. Yeah, unless you have all the money in the world, don't spend your money on non-diet supplementing supplements. Oh, except for a sleep supplement. That could actually be beneficial, because if you're not sleeping well, you're not recovering well, and you're unhealthy. Sleep is very important. Now, I like ashwagandha. I recently started, like a year ago, started taking it. It has significant GABAergic effects, and I've taken lots of GABAergic drugs in my life. Valium, clonazepam, flurazepam, lorazepam, like every single one. Phenobarbital, like every gabapentin, every GABAergic drug you can imagine I've taken. I got prescriptions. And ashwagandha actually has significant GABAergic effects. I can say that because I know what GABAergic drugs feel like, and ashwagandha is clearly a GABAergic drug. I mean, not purely, but it surely, but not purely. Like, it's not exactly a GABA. Like, it certainly has GABAergic properties that are significant enough that I like it and I buy it. I don't know why should I go to a doctor and get, say, clonazepam if I can just take ashwagandha. I mean, maybe it would be cheaper just to get clonazepam. But it's also good that ashwagandha has a more broad spectrum of effects. Still, I would not take ashwagandha like every day, because I do think you will get dependent on it like you will with any GABAergic. But it does seem like it's less, it induces less dependence with the body than say, a benzodiazepine. Most likely because it's weaker, but also because it has more broad spectrum of effects. Say you take a benzodiazepine, they're very selective for the GABA receptors. That means ashwagandha has all these actions. So that all those actions can be like this strong, but they all add together. You take like this much, this much, this one, and you add them all together, makes a certain amount. But say benzodiazepine, it has this much effect, so it has to be this strong. So you get this much of GABA versus this much of GABA. It's a lot harder to come off of this much GABA versus spreading the effects out through more pathways. Now, of course, you'll have a different withdrawal from ashwagandha, but GABA withdrawal is, opioid withdrawal is probably the most unpleasant, but GABA withdrawal is actually the worst and most dangerous. Like I said, I have been prescribed and I've taken lots and lots and lots of GABAergic drugs. At one point, I was taking them every day for nerve damage. If I didn't take them, all the muscles would spasm and stuff. And a big problem with that is I also had tendon and ligament damage. And when your muscles are spasming and pulling on the tendons and ligaments, they don't heal too well. Maybe I'll make another video on that because I consider it significant to my life. Well, I don't need to consider it, it was significant to my life. What was I starting to say? Yeah, basically, ashwagandha is a good substitute for a low dose of benzodiazepines. Oh yeah, I was talking about withdrawal. Withdrawal from benzodiazepines is bad. I also take melatonin some nights. I tend to take my magnesium and zinc at night because they have slight NMDA receptor antagonist activity. A little bit of alcohol at nights can be useful. Too much, and you're going to put too much of a stress on your body, and you're going to feel more lousy. But a small amount that your body can easily process and detoxify itself from very rapidly, so it's essentially like you're not intoxicating yourself, it can help to just calm the nerves enough to help you sleep better. I used to have a recipe actually, like back when I was prescribed, I think I was prescribed, clonazepam to help with sleep. And by the way, I'm very against taking benzodiazepines for sleep. I never posted a video, but I made a whole long video about all the sleeping medications and why you should not use them and when you should use them, and yeah. But I was super dieted down and feeling brain dead, so I didn't post it. But at one point in time, I had a prescription for clonazepam, and I would take, it was either 0.125 or 0.25 milligrams with, I think, one alcoholic drink, like 30 minutes before bed, or 20 minutes before bed. And you go, oh, you're mixing clonazepam with alcohol. Yeah, I was. Guess what? I could take a full clonazepam pill of 0.5 milligram, or I could take 0.125 milligrams, which is almost nothing, and one alcoholic drink, which is almost nothing, and get just enough effects to calm my nerves and sleep. I'm not talking about getting zonked out. You don't want to get zonked out. Your brain's not going to work properly. Your sleep is going to be not very useful. You want just the bare minimum that if you're laying in bed and your nervous system is a little bit too excited for sleep, just enough to dampen it down. The bare minimum. So yeah, ashwagandha, coming from someone who's taken lots of those medications. Oh, and I've taken I guess I said I've taken all the GABAergics. That includes like Ambiens and the other ones. Yeah, definitely do not get on those. Not good. Taking ashwagandha once in a while, good. But you never know, ashwagandha could have some strain on the liver considering it's a plant extract. You never know what other bodily effects. I actually think it's healthier to take drugs rather than herbal extracts. I did make a video on this a long time ago. So yeah, that's another reason not to take all of these herbal extracts, because you're getting a whole bunch of different drugs instead of one drug. And guess what? One drug, we can find out a lot about it. When you're taking a herbal extract with like 100 different drugs in it, now people, they put their natural plant they're drugs. They're drugs. Everything that interacts with the body is a drug. I mean, not everything, but that's a good way to simplify it. Safer to take a well-studied singular drug than take a big combination of not well-studied drugs. Also, polypharmacy is not very good. So yeah, to rehash, stop wasting your money on a bunch of supplements that don't supplement your diet. When you could, if you want to do something, you could take steroids. Not that you should take steroids, but that's something that would actually work. But just eat good food, eat healthy, get enough sleep, train right, take some protein powder, take some creatine. It's not very complicated. Mostly you got to change your mindset. If you keep thinking, I need all these things to build muscle, well, maybe you're going to be lazy in the gym. If you start thinking, I can build as much muscle as I want, just got to work harder, maybe you'll start building muscle.